Right. Okay, so we are recording. We might have a couple of people jump in afterwards. I'm just going to send a message around to everyone just saying to keep their cameras off if they do come in. Cool. So today we have with us Reece and Ollie from Covea Digital. They're going to be doing a lunch and learn session sort of about their first year within technology. And they've sort of got a little nice presentation for us. They're going to talk about sort of the opportunities that they've had at Covea Digital. If we do have any questions, if people could save those for afterwards. But we are now about to start, so I'm going to hand over to you two. If anybody would like to ask any questions, feel free to use the chat. But yeah, go ahead. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. So just a brief summary of what we're going to cover today. 3 main points that we've been asked to cover are who are we, what's life like at Covea, and then tips for people getting started in tech. So, who are we?
So, hello everyone, I'm Reece. I'm currently 20 years old. I'm right at the start of my career, if you'd like to call it. The way I got into the technical environment or got my job at Covea, I started off doing a A-level IT. Before this, I'd literally had no experience at all whatsoever with programming or in the technical side of things. It was just sort of, I saw it at A level and I thought I'd like to get involved in it. I've always had an interest and almost known like a route of what I wanted to go down, but never really known a way up until A levels how to do that. From A levels, I obviously then moved on to Covea, and which is where I am now. Although currently I'm doing lots and lots of programming, which I do really enjoy. I'm looking in the future to move towards more of an agile and scrum master. That, if you don't know what that is, it's basically just a way of learning. If there's any questions on that, I can answer them at the end. And in my own time, I absolutely love going out to the pub with my friends. I'm quite a heavy drinker on a weekend, and I absolutely love football. But yeah, that's me. So I'll hand over to you, Ollie.
Thank you. So unlike Reece, I had a bit more experience with like computer science than that before Covea. So I started at GCSE with computer science, which like got the passion going there, I guess. So much that I then took it at A level, which is quite a step up. But I did that along with applied science and product design, and then product design. Reece also took that, so that's the first time we met. And then even like outside of school, then I had a bit of a passion for computers. You know, always coming on after school and with my friends and stuff like that. But yeah, with computing, I definitely like the maths part of it most, and like the programming in maths type. I just find it more interesting and like the logic, and that's just my sort of thing. And then, like Reece said, he likes football, I like basketball, and then we both enjoyed the weekends down at the pub with our friends. So that's just a bit about us. Move on to what's life like at Covea.
Yeah, so as obviously you know, me and Oliver are currently with Covea. I'd say I find it really exciting. There's lots of different opportunities that you can get. I think the best bit for me and Oliver is when we're actually in the office. There's an Xbox, what Covea have brought, and we do lots of different tournaments with games and things. For example, there was a FIFA one. That's football. If you don't know what FIFA is. But obviously I won that. No, well, I did win it, but I'm only joking. But it is they try, you know, the best to get people involved. So, for example, like your usual programmer, sits at the computer all day, bored, just typing. Covea are really trying to almost get people to interact with each other and have fun. There's loads and loads of different things. It's not just in terms of like your game days or your tournaments. They also have like I know one thing we do in our team is they'll give you money to go out as like a team for a meal. And Covea pay for that. It doesn't cost you anything, which is again another opportunity to get to know some of your team better or come out of your shell a little bit. Another thing what Covea are also really good for is always giving you the option to learn and grow. I know me and Oliver have just completed our PSM1 exams, which is to be a professional Scrum Master. But the tests, I think they're around £150. We asked our manager if we could do this exam. She got in touch with HR, and it was within a few days. HR came back and just said, "Yeah, that's fine." There was no questions about if we wanted to do it, why we wanted to do it. It was just, "Yeah, we'll pay for it. It's absolutely fine." So again, there's lots of different opportunities and ways to learn. Before COVID, when we was in office, me and Oliver went around a few different teams. I know our first one was the UX team, but because of the plan was we're going to go around different teams to see which was almost our best area, or which area we enjoyed most, so we could concentrate our path to that route. Obviously, COVID has caused a lot of issues with that, so that's pretty much been put on hold because it's quite hard to do that over calls all day. Because what me and Oliver did would literally just sit with the team and just see what they did, do a little bit of work here and there. But yeah, like I say, that's been put on hold because of COVID. But yeah, I think it's a very exciting place to work, and if you ever get the opportunity to come and work for us, I think 110% would recommend it.
So a bit more in depth of what we actually do at Covea. Reece gave a good overview of what the company does for us there, and another example just back on that. They even had a Pac-Man machine in at one point, which is very fun to compete on to see if you get the highest score. But yeah, in terms of the day at Covea, we work in like a Scrum framework. So if you don't know what it is, it's what me and Reece did the exam on. Like Scrum is a type of framework that's like a way of working. So we are in a small team. So me, Reece, and a couple interns are in one. And so we have like daily stand-ups. This is 15 minutes in the morning where we talk to each other, say what we did the day before, what we're going to do, to set out the day and helps you understand what you're going to do for that day. And then also repeating one-to-one with our managers for goals. So this is like every 12 or 6 months, we'll set goals, review them, just keeps us on track. They're always looking to help us and push us to the best we can be, really. So especially when new starters like me and Reece, it's always good to set them goals, even though they might not be set in stone because we don't really know what we're going to do, but very good to have. As Reece mentioned before, what we're actually doing at the moment, we just finished our Scrum exam, which Covea helped us pass because they gave us our work time, or some work time to help revise in that, and that really helped us pass it. And we did both pass the other week, so that went nice with our manager. Good conversation. And then one day we were going to call it a college to degree work because me and Reece are both degree apprentices. So about 10 minutes away from us, called the college. All day every Friday, we'll go in there and have different sessions. So in the morning, at the moment, we're doing Java. And then in the afternoon, we've got maths and algorithms. So they're quite tough two topics there, but so far both been going well. Tests every other week, homework now and again. But then that does relate to Covea work, so they try balance it really and make sure what we do at college and in Covea work hand in hand, and that's really good. Another example of what we did. This is obviously before COVID and that, so COVID has put it in hold a bit, but we did go into schools and show the Scrum framework with Lego. So I know it sounds a bit odd that, but basically me and Reece built these Lego robots and a presentation to go with it, and then we went into, I can't remember the name of the school.
Ryburn, I think.
Ryburn, that's it, yeah. And it was really fun actually. And we went in to 2 different classrooms, teach them the Scrum framework, got them into programming because nowadays this was I think it was a high school as well. So they just thought programming and all that. But as we exposed them to Scrum masters, product owners, developers, so that's just some work that we've done so far.
So, how me and Oliver found our first role, it was actually in school at A level. What we found our role as, I'd always had an idea, like I mentioned, that I wanted to go down the technical route. Again, I was struggling with where to go after sixth form. And luckily, Covea gave mine and Oliver's sixth form an opportunity for lots of people to go down into the office, be interviewed, and then obviously, originally it was only meant to be one person who got the role. So me and Oliver thought that me and him were going to be fighting for the last spot, and then we both got invited down, and luckily they gave us both the job. It came as a massive shock, but we were both really pleased. But yeah, I think it's very easy to find Covea with almost the roles they do. I know there's a lot of jobs they put on. I can't think of the name. Oh, what's the job app called? They whenever there's a job going, they will put it up. Just go have a look on the website as well, because there's always roles going. So again, if you do want to be at Covea or come see what we're all about, please do look on the website.
Yeah, it's a bit more on that as well. They're very supportive Covea, and as recent I said, like we've never properly been in like a development type job before. So our manager has been very supportive and has helped us along the way and made loads of new friends. Got mentors in there that help us, and they're very welcoming. And even in the office, just like going over to the coffee machine or whatever and chatting to whoever, they're always open to have a chat. And even if it's not their problem, they'll help you out. So yeah, really good. So another point that we're going to hit here is tips for people getting started. Like as I mentioned, me and Reece are only new starters, so we're probably not the best for this sort of advice. But from our experience,
Speak for yourself.
All right. Yeah. Look local for opportunities. That's how me and Reece found Covea through our school. Covea very local. Went to Trinity, so it's literally 5 minutes on the road. And they came into the school. We put our names down, and this is how it ended up. If you're not sure on the correct route, there's loads of free courses online. Put their Twitter and LinkedIn. Just building your own network by attending events such as this, and then there's conversations online. And then if there's one thing from this, tech isn't just coding. Loads of opportunities from safety work to design work. People when you hear tech, they think development programming, but it's not. There's loads of opportunities. So I think that's it for us. So if there's any questions that you want to put in the chat or anything, just let us know.
Cool. That was great. Thanks, guys. That was really informative. I had a couple of questions. We've had a question come through. So are there any requirements to joining? So I'm not 100% sure whether you'll know this. I think with like GCSEs, I'm not sure, but I can find that out for you, Victoria, and I can get that information for you. I'm sure we'll be able to ask somebody from the internal recruitment team about that one for you.
I think when we joined, I don't remember being asked about GCSEs or anything. It was purely just A levels. But like Oliver mentioned, we were both in product design, and it's all about like building and like wood tech. But I ended up actually failing that. And I suppose because I was absolutely rubbish at it. But I ended up getting in touch with Covea because they said, just pass them all, get them up to a merit level, and it's absolutely fine. But I ended up getting in touch and said, look, this is what's happened. Does it really matter? And again, they're really understanding and just said, look, it's absolutely fine. You've passed your other two. So don't worry about it. And again, luckily I got the job. But yeah, just if, like you mentioned, you can get in touch with someone internally and they'll give you all the information you need.
Okay, cool, thank you. So Rita, what made you want to decide to go into like a Scrum Master route?
Well, it's a bit corny, but my dad actually does it.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
and I'm pretty much the double of my dad. I do the exact same things what he does. But it's more I just really enjoy talking to people and supporting people. 'Cause if you know about Scrum, it's all about getting the best out of your team, like making people feel happy and other things like that. But I feel like I peak when I see other people progressing and doing well. So it was just the idea of supporting people for me. What felt it.
Oh, cool. That's really cool. And Ollie, what would you like to eventually sort of settle on doing? Do you know?
Yeah, I get asked this nearly every month from my people at uni or Rachel, and I still have no idea.
You don't know.
Just going along with it, I guess, at the moment. Covea do help with it though. As we're supposed to go around different teams, shadowing. They really do give the opportunities. Like, oh, do you fancy this? Maybe.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
going with it.
That's really cool. And so what sort of positions have you worked in then? So obviously, like you've sort of you've done a bit of programming, you've done sort of some of the product stuff, but like what are the actual roles that you've worked in, or like teams that you've worked in?
Yeah, it's more just the shadowing bit at the moment.
Yeah.
We are very new to this whole thing.
Mhm.
So yeah, some examples are the UX team where they were working on some insurance app and we got to test it, do their normal steps.
Yeah.
And then we also worked at Service, and they called Service Now for a bit. For me, that wasn't the best time. Service isn't my thing, and say that, but it was definitely a eye opener. Gave me the opportunity to look around.
At least it's something you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah,
You found out now.
with COVID, it's kind of threw it off a bit. Having to work from home, can't be there with the team. But
Yeah.
hopefully, it'll be back to normal soon.
Yeah, I think lots of people are going back to work, aren't they?
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know if anybody else has got any questions. David's just commented saying thank you. He's found it really helpful. But thank you for
coming.
It was really informative. I'm looking forward to hopefully lots of people applying from Manchester codes and joining you, and Leeds codes as well, actually. But cool, yeah, if no one's got any other questions, this session's been recorded, so we will share it out with all of the team. But thank you, Rhys and Ollie, you are both fantastic.
Thank you.
No, that's okay. You were right. You're both great at this sort of thing, so well done. But cool, thanks everyone for joining, or thanks for tuning in and listening. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you, you too.
Bye.
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 Bye.